Imagine you're looking in the mirror. What you see isn't just a slightly oversized waistline. Deep inside, behind your abdominal muscles, a silent enemy is suffocating your liver, pancreas, and intestines. This isn't the soft, pinchable fat on your arms or thighs. This is visceral fat. Modern science has proven it. Visceral fat is more than just stored energy. It's a toxic, living organ. It constantly pumps inflammatory chemicals into your bloodstream, destroying insulin sensitivity and forcing your body into a 24/7 state of emergency. Do you feel exhausted even after a full night's sleep? Is your belly hard and protruding despite your best efforts? That's because visceral fat is running the show, not you. Most people try to kill it by skipping meals or grinding through endless cardio. But here's the cold, hard truth. You cannot starve a body that is in a biochemical crisis. When you starve a stressed body, it clings to that midsection even tighter as a survival reserve. The only way to win isn't to eat less. It's to provide specific food codes that flip the switch from fat storage to fat oxidation. Today, at Gymless Grit, we aren't just dieting, we are bioengineering. Join me as we decode the 5 foods and 2 core habits that force visceral fat to self-destruct from the inside out. Let's start with the first line of defense: inflammation. Visceral fat isn't just fat, it's inflamed fat. It releases cytokines like IL-6, which make your cells deaf to insulin signals. When your body is in this inflamed state, your fat cells are locked tight. To unlock them, we need a flash flood of omega-3s, specifically EPA and DHA. The foods you need are fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, or anchovies. But we aren't eating them just for protein. We eat them to activate a hormone called adiponectin. I call this the skinny hormone. In people with low visceral fat, adiponectin levels are sky high. Conversely, when you have a protruding belly, this hormone is practically missing. Research shows that boosting omega-3 intake directly stimulates adiponectin production. When this hormone rises, it travels to your muscles and liver, commanding them. Stop burning sugar and start using fatty acids for fuel. Important note: you cannot just pop a fish oil pill and expect miracles if your diet is still full of inflammatory seed oils like soybean or sunflower oil. The protocol: consume at least 3 to 4 servings of fatty fish per week. Pro tip: if you dislike the fishy smell, squeeze some fresh lemon or add ginger to boost absorption and neutralize the aftertaste. Every molecule of visceral fat that wants to be burned must pass through the only checkpoint: the liver. If your liver is clogged with its own fat, a condition known as fatty liver, the exit door is slammed shut. To unclog it, we need a sulfur-based compound called sulforaphane. You'll find it in cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, sprouts, spinach, or kale. Sulforaphane activates a powerful switch called NRF2. Imagine NRF2 as the commander-in-chief of your antioxidant defense system. When you eat these greens, the sulfur compounds signal the liver to boost phase 2 detoxification enzymes. These enzymes scrub toxins and excess fat from liver cells, packaging them to be exported and burned for energy. Furthermore, these veggies contain DIM, a molecule that helps eliminate bad estrogen metabolites, the primary culprit behind stubborn fat in the belly and hips. Warning: eating raw cruciferous vegetables can cause bloating for some. The protocol: lightly steam or saute them with garlic to preserve the sulforaphane while making them easy on your digestion. This is a special edition from Gymless Grit. Why would you start your day with a sugary, milky coffee? That is the fastest way to signal your body to store fat. Instead, perform the oxidation activation ritual within the first 30 minutes of waking up. Start with a glass of warm water mixed with a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of fresh lemon. The salt provides essential electrolytes to wake up your adrenal glands without spiking cortisol, while the lemon alkalizes your bloodstream after a long night of cellular repair. Next, get at least 10 minutes of natural light. Sunlight hitting your retina regulates your circadian rhythm, which is crucial for reducing excess cortisol production in the afternoon, the peak time when belly fat likes to accumulate. The solution: go for a light walk or do some basic stretching. Warning: don't jump into high-intensity training on an empty stomach if you're chronically stressed. It can actually backfire and cause more fat storage. If you're doing everything right but your belly still won't budge, the culprit might be cortisol. When you're stressed, your body pumps sugar into the bloodstream for a fight or flight response, and then insulin shoves all that sugar straight into your abdomen. To stop this machine, we need an off switch for the adrenal glands. Magnesium. Pumpkin seeds, also known as pepitas, are one of the most concentrated natural sources of magnesium on the planet. Magnesium binds to GABA receptors in the brain, the neurotransmitter of calm. Without sufficient magnesium, your brain remains in a state of low-level anxiety, keeping cortisol trickling into your system 24/7. A quick test for you. When you're tired, do you crave salty snacks like chips or sweet treats like chocolate? If you're team salty, that's often a sign of adrenal fatigue and mineral deficiency. Pumpkin seeds are your medicine. The protocol: eat about 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds daily. Important note: choose raw or dry roasted unsalted seeds. Avoid seeds roasted in industrial vegetable oils, as they will reignite the inflammation we are trying to extinguish. You cannot burn fat if insulin is always high. Every time you eat carbohydrates, your blood sugar spikes, dragging insulin up with it and locking your fat cells shut. We need a physical solution to slow this down. Chia seeds or ground flax seeds. These seeds contain a specific type of viscous soluble fiber. When mixed with water in your stomach, they expand and form a thick gel. This gel coats the lining of the small intestine, acting as a metabolic sponge that prevents glucose from rushing too quickly into your bloodstream. The real miracle happens when this fiber reaches the colon. Your gut bacteria ferment it to produce butyrate, a critical signaling molecule. Butyrate travels to the brain to trigger satiety and to your mitochondria, telling them to burn fuel more efficiently. The protocol: 2 tablespoons of chia or flax seeds daily in water or yogurt. Warning: always drink plenty of water when consuming these seeds. Without enough water, the gel will pull moisture from your intestines and cause severe constipation. There is a truth that few people tell you: you don't burn the most fat at the gym. You burn fat most efficiently while you are in deep sleep. When the world fades into darkness, your body transforms into a high-tech repair factory. This is when growth hormone GH peaks, and GH is the #1 assassin of visceral fat. But there is a saboteur: blue light. If you are glued to your phone before bed, this light halts melatonin production and tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. The result: cortisol spikes at night, blocking GH and commanding your body. Don't burn fat. Store it. Your visceral fat will never disappear if your nighttime recovery system is broken. The protocol: turn off all electronic devices 60 minutes before bed. Keep your bedroom at a cool temperature, around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Low temperatures help activate brown fat, the good fat that specializes in burning white visceral fat to generate heat. Warning: relying on sleeping pills won't help you burn fat. They merely knock you out. They don't put you into the natural deep sleep cycles required for metabolic repair. This is the ultimate accelerator for the entire process. Avocado. Don't mistake avocado for just a common healthy fat. Biochemically, it is a tool to repair the sodium-potassium pump inside your cells. Visceral fat takes root when your body is deficient in potassium. One avocado contains twice the potassium of a banana, but without the sugar. When potassium is low, your cells cannot pull glucose from the blood efficiently, forcing the pancreas to pump out more insulin. And, as you know, high insulin equals belly fat. But avocado has another secret weapon: oleic acid. This specific fatty acid triggers the release of a hormone called OEA, oleoethanolamide, in the small intestine. OEA sends a direct, hardwired signal to the brain to stop eating and to increase fat oxidation. It activates the same fat-burning signal your body uses during a 16-hour fast without you skipping a single meal. The protocol: eat half an avocado daily. Important warning: never eat avocado with sugar or condensed milk. The combination of high fat and high sugar is the perfect formula for visceral fat to explode. Eat it with a pinch of sea salt or tossed in a salad. Visceral fat isn't a character flaw, it's a biological symptom of inflammation and insulin resistance. Stop fighting biology with willpower. Start fighting it with chemistry. Stack your power. Salmon, cruciferous greens, pumpkin seeds, chia, and avocado. This isn't just a meal, it's a biochemical intervention. Change the input codes, and the fat will have no choice but to leave. CTA. Stop starving your body. Start reprogramming it. Subscribe to Gymless Grit for more biological protocols. Your transformation starts in the kitchen tonight.